When I create sticker mods, I try to make sure that solving the new puzzle is a bit more challenging than solving a regular cube. The puzzles don't have to be ridiculously hard, I just want them to have some added solving value. Sometimes that means that there are parts of the puzzle that are identical, requiring some trial and error for the solve. Today's puzzle started out with a question. What if there was a cube that didn't have several colors and the only way to figure out which pieces go together was to check if they form a continuous design? And what if the design isn't in the form of a line, so maybe something in shape form, and what if those shapes can be misleading because they can fit with several other pieces in the cube? Let me show you what that can look like. So I'm going to use this template that I've been using for previous puzzles. I'll add a grid to each of the facelets to make sure that the shapes I'll be using in the design can fit with one another once the puzzle is scrambled. You'll see what I mean in a bit. Now I just need a few copies of that face to represent the whole cube. Then I'll start with the most basic set of shapes that show a connection between the center, the corners, and the edges of the face. So I'll shade the smallest units formed by our grid to create squares that overlap the center, the corners, and the edges. This could be the design of our first face. Now, when I move on to the next face, I can copy what that center from the first one looks like. But, of course, there should be a different design on the surrounding facelets to distinguish this face from the first one. So this time, I'm going to create bigger shapes around the centerpiece. On the next face, I'm going to copy the design of the corners from the first face. But to connect this to the rest of the pieces, I can fully shade this area, creating a huge square in the middle of the face. The next face can have that fully shaded center, but I'm going to surround it with bigger shaded sections by covering the next level of grid squares again. Now, we have two kinds of centers, one with shaded corners and one that's fully shaded. For the last two faces, I'm not shading the centers at all, but I will base the design on the other corner pieces. So this face will have corner pieces with small shaded areas, and this one will have two levels of squares shaded. The end result looks like a weird design for dice. And now that we have the layout done, it's time to think of the color scheme. I initially planned to have this placed on a blue base cube, so I used what I thought would work with blue plastic. After applying the colors I wanted, the design still looked too plain, so I decided to add a bit of texture by creating some concentric shapes. This took a bit of time to do because I was using the offset path feature on Illustrator, but let me know in the comments below if there's actually a faster way of doing this. The last step is to clean up the design before printing and to have some last-minute color and texture decisions. Then it was off to the printer for our stickers. As I started to cut the prints, I noticed that there were small issues with the sticker sheet, and the most obvious one would have to be this line, which I think was caused by irregularities in the sticker paper itself. I didn't want to reprint the stickers just for that though, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. So I did want to use a blue cube for this, but as I was taking the cube from my shelf, I also saw this orange cube, which I thought would also be an interesting choice. Putting the stickers together with the blank cubes showed that there was more contrast with the orange one, so I went with that. So here's how the rest of the build went. Do you agree that the orange cube was the right choice for this design? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And of course, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more puzzles like this one. You can also share this video with a puzzle-loving friend. That's the best way to help me get the word out about my videos, so it will really help the channel out. Now, here's our brand new sticker mod, which I'm calling the Square Share Cube, because the squares in this puzzle share similar pieces. It's also possible to solve the orange squares while having the wrong pieces together, which you can identify by checking the blue stripes. Now, here's a quick scramble of this puzzle, and I'll let you in on a secret that I haven't shared about my puzzles before. Scrambling and solving sticker mods usually require a bit of care, especially since I use printed stickers instead of plain colored vinyl. This means that if I accidentally hit a sticker with my nails as I make the turns on the puzzle, the design can easily be damaged, so it can feel a bit awkward as I scramble or solve. And here's what the Square Share Cube looks like when it's scrambled. The scrambled state of this puzzle is pretty cool. It gives us a mess of lines and patterns that I think are quite pleasing to look at. Now, test your solving skills by heading over to the Custom Cuber Discord server, link in the description below. It's where you can find a free printable PDF of this design so that you can make your own. If you want to see another sticker mod, click the video on the left now. And if you'd like to check out all of the puzzles on my channel, make sure to click the playlist on the right. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end of the video. Stay awesome and see you in the next one.